Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Monday, September 28th. Today we're going to do some inversions. So we're going to definitely warm up those shoulders good. We're going to start with the ninth niyama, which is svadhyaya, self-study. So we'll find a place on our mat, a comfortable seated position, or on our bolster. I'm on my meditation stool, so whatever works for you is great. We're going to start with a little reading. So finding that perfect space. I'll turn that music back up here in just a minute. So svadhyaya is self-study. Svadhyaya, or self-study, is about knowing our divine, true identity and understanding the boxes we are wrapped in. This process of knowing ourselves and the boxes that adorn us creates a pathway to freedom. Good. So in that soft, comfortable position, let's sit up nice and tall, and we might bring the arms out over the knees. And let's go ahead and just think about how divine we feel in this pose. Are we feeling light and lifted, or is our Monday morning starting out heavy and down from the weekend? This is just an opportunity as we move through these first few breaths to let the weekend go. Whatever happened is already done. There's nothing we can do to control any of that. So let's move forward from this point. Feel that energy coming down from source through the crown of the head. Lift that crown of the head right up to the sky, right up to the light. Closing our eyes, and we'll just begin with a few deep breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose, fill the whole body with the breath. Take a slight pause and exhale fully, lifting the pelvic floor in and up. Blowing it all the way out, hugging the heart at the end so we feel the rib cage come in and hug the heart. Deep breath in. Expanding, opening the whole body. Exhaling fully. Tuning in to that divine light coming down in through the whole body. We might be visualizing that each cell lights up on this Monday morning as we connect to Source. That divine energy that lives within each one of us. Visualizing each cell come to life, to light up, to function better, especially in those areas that we might be healing this morning. We might visualize a big bang in that area of light energy and heat that's healing, releasing out into that space that fills the whole body. Bringing that divine energy that's within each one of us to those areas that we need to heal, to let go, whether that's physical, mental, or emotional. Softening our jaws, releasing the tension in our face and in our shoulders. Again, whatever we packed forward to this morning, just gently let it go. Be at peace with the past. Good. So we'll continue to focus on this breath. Hopefully you're tapped in. Maybe there's a little string from source to the crown of the head, and these little tiny filters of light are coming in, maybe like stardust. Or it might be just a beam of light coming in, whatever that looks like for you. This process of knowing ourselves and the boxes that adorn us creates a pathway to freedom. This packaging is portrayed in a story told in the East. It seems God had just created human beings, realizing that He had made a terrible mistake. God called a council of the elders to get some help. When the elders were gathered, God reported, "I have just created humans, and now I don't know what I'm going to do. They will always be talking to me and wanting things from me, and I won't ever get any rest." Upon hearing God's dilemma, the elders made several suggestions, telling God he could hide on Mount Everest, or on the moon, or deep in the earth. God responded hopelessly to all of these suggestions, saying, "No, humans are resourceful. Eventually they will find me there." Finally, one elder walked up to God and whispered something in his ear. Then God shouted in delight, "That's it. I'll hide inside of each human. They will never find me there." We suffer, the yogis tell us, because we forget who we are. We think we are the boxes we are wrapped in and forget that we are really the divine hiding inside. Svadhyaya, or self-study, is about knowing our true identity as divine and understanding the boxes we are wrapped in. We can find clues about our boxes by watching our projections, the films, what we put out there from our mind. By the process of tracing our reactions back to a belief, and by courageously looking at life as it is. This process of knowing ourselves and the boxes that adorn us creates a pathway to freedom. The ability to shift our identification from our ego self, our boxes, to the witness, and finally to our true identity as divinity itself, is the joy of this jewel of self-study, Svadhyaya. So I was visiting with my sister, I think Friday night perhaps, and we kind of got on this subject. It's always good to have somebody to talk to about things like that, about how many times that we absorb what we think other people think about us, instead of just allowing the divinity of God that lives within us to come forth. So think about that. Are you absorbing what you think other people are thinking about you? Because we can't be in somebody else's mind. I don't know. I haven't reached that point of enlightenment yet. Maybe it's coming. I hope it's coming. I hope, more enlightenment, the better, right? But so just focus on the divinity of the space, not just the meat sack you live in, but the subtle space that surrounds you. What does that space look like? Are you comfortable there? Is it easy to be in? Does it lift your vibration? Does it bring more light into your life? So think about your surroundings, and that's the place that you live in. It's the body that you live in. Do you need to give that more love and light? Are you operating at the highest vibration of health and happiness? Is it not only that, but the circle of friends that you surround yourself with? Are these people that are uplifted and encouraging you to raise your vibration, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional? So think about all those things as we move through our practice and the divinity that lives within you. Keeping in mind that as we move through these inversions, we're going to do a nice warm-up first and really get the shoulders warmed up. And inversions is anything, where the head is down. So it could be downward facing dog as an inversion, plow as an inversion, shoulder stand. So we'll be doing some of those today, but also I'll show you some modifications, or just do bridge, if we're in the down position, up position, downward facing dog. So whatever suits your body, your divinity today. And let's just have a great practice. It's Monday. I'm eating again. The 3-day fast is over. It's amazing how happy food can make you feel, or sustenance. Make sure that it's good. No sugar, no flour, none of those things. Good. Let's take it back to our mat. Let me see. I'm hoping that Stanley actually comes in. He wasn't home last night. That's my Loretta's reality yoga there, waiting for the cat to come home. So let's go ahead and shift the weight to the inside of the feet. Lift the toes, press the toe buds down and in. And when I say toe buds, I mean this spot right here. So we press the toe buds down and in, weight shifted to the inside of the feet. We're going to zip up through the knees so we have some knee extension, lifting up towards the hips, taking the thigh bones back. When we do that, think about the tibia or the shin bones moving forward. We'll lift up through the pelvis, up through the crown of the head, and just soften the shoulders. Let's just shake them out. So that lower body is holding us in place, shaking the shoulders out. Still pressing the toe buds down and in, lifting the pinky toes, thigh bones back. Think about the shin bones moving forward. Shaking the shoulders out, push those arms down. Lower half is still very active. Draw the chin towards the throat, lifting out of the crown. Pushing down. So this is just a little fascial release. Good. We'll start with a deep breath up. Reach those arms up. Exhale all the way back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Keep lifting those pinky toes, activating the legs, zipping the knees up. You can feel like we're really lifting out of the arches right here. Inhaling and exhaling. And back to mountain pose. Bringing the palms forward and turning the palms back, forward and back. Keep lifting the pinky toes. Think about hugging the upper inner thighs as those thigh bones go back. So we begin to feel maybe a little bit of an internal rotation at the hip. Nice. And we'll hold the palms back, and we're going to take those wrists around in some circular motions, lifting the armpits up, other direction. Feels good. Noticing that space around the elbows, opening up the whole forearm. Keep pressing the toe buds down and in, lifting the arches. So the whole lower part of the body is very active here. We're zipping up through the knees. Good. Shake those wrists out. Put a little oomph behind it. Nice. And gently release. Circle sweeping up. Drawing the hands to the heart as we exhale. In and up. Focus is on the breath. Lower body is active. We have those thigh bones back. Pressing out through the kidneys. Very nice. Good. So let's go ahead. We'll come down onto the hands and knees. And we're just going to move through a few cat and cows. So we arch up from the thoracic spine. Elbows are lifting up towards the shoulders. Armpits are lifting up towards the sky. And we draw the belly in at the end of the exhalation, or as we go. Inhaling cow, lifting the chin. So just a nice gentle flow. Cat and cow was one of those things that we could do for 5-10 minutes, and it would be a beautiful start to our day. Coming back to a neutral spine, and we're going to come up for hero's pose. I'm just going to walk in. So a nice seated position. We're going to warm up those shoulders a little bit more. So we'll reach one hand down, soften the elbow, and reach over for lateral flexion. So we're just creating some more space underneath the shoulders. And when we do inversions, we like to have fun. Some of these are going to be easier than others. Don't get all freaked out that you won't be able to do them. You'd be surprised. I love being surprised when I can do something a little bit different. Things that empower me, like doing a cleanse that push me to my limits, whether it's doing a cleanse for 2 weeks or dieting for a year to stand on stage, going to college, learning anything new. We should never stop learning. Whether we're in college or we take up a new hobby, all of those things keep us moving forward, creating the person that we're meant to be. So long as we do that with light and love, we're going to have a great outcome. So we'll gently come back. Good. Somebody was just putting a message there. Let's go ahead and take the hands back. We're going to stretch those shoulders a little bit. So we're back. Think about the seat bones moving back. We lead with the belly. Lead with the chest. Bring the hands back. Interlace the fingers. And open. Lifting the chin to the sky. Nice deep breath. Stretching that anterior delt. Natural curve in the low back. Nice deep breaths out into the side body. and gently release. So we're going to do some eagle arms, or we'll just bring the hands together and press. So we're really lifting the chest here. Otherwise, we'll take one arm on top of the other and bring the palms together, bringing the elbows forward. So now we're getting into the rear deltoid. Breathing. Again, leading with the belly, taking the booty back. Maybe you're on your bolster, maybe you're seated in a chair. Nice deep breaths, breathing into the belly. And gently release, switching sides. So we're here or here. Wherever we can bring the elbows forward, opening up the rear delt. Nice deep breaths. And gently release. Good. Sweep the hands back. We can come on the fingertips or fists for wrists, opening up the heart center. Deep breath, lifting the chin to the sky. So we're squeezing those scapula together in the back, feeling the trapezius, the rhomboids, lifting the chin to the sky, opening up the heart center. And gently releasing. And we're just going to slide it back for child's pose. Hips go back. And just releasing the tension in the shoulders, hollowing up the belly, seating the hips a little deeper, opening up that low back, and drawing the third eye towards the mat. With the elbows lifted, we're going to bring those armpits towards the mat. So keep the elbows up. Pressing the armpits towards the mat. Breathing out into the side body. And gently walking it back. Up. Good. So we're going to start inverted poses with some bridges today. So keep in mind as we go through these that, come up here a little bit, that the shoulder blades are going to be back. So we press the shoulder blades, the scapula, down into the mat. Triceps will come onto the mat. We'll lift and open the chest, pressing the back of the head down and into the mat. Okay? Coming back, all the way down. Palms down. Let's lift up onto the forearms and draw the scapula together, looking at the ceiling. Palms come down. Pressing the triceps down and in. We'll feel the low back engage. Pressing the triceps down, we'll inhale up. Lengthening out through the knees. Exhaling down. So just flow through a few of these first. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Keep pressing those triceps down and in. Scapula pressing down and in. And hold at the top. So again, we're pressing the triceps down and in, lengthening out through the knees, looking up at the sky. Let's take that left leg up. And down. Press those triceps in and coming up with the right and down. Good. So press those triceps in. If we want a deeper inversion, we can tuck those fists for wrists underneath the pelvis. Give it a nice lift here. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths or in bridge. And you might have a bolster underneath your back, wherever you're at today. Hugging those arm bones towards each other, pressing the triceps in. And as we walk the arm bones in, we can still feel the shoulders. Reversing the flow of energy. Hugging those upper inner thighs towards each other. Lots going on here. And we'll gently release and come down and draw both knees into the chest, rolling up into that tiny ball. Releasing the low back, giving that back a little love. Gently bringing the head down, taking the feet straight up to the sky. We're going to flex, a little dorsiflexion, pulling the knees back towards it, or the toes back towards the knees. Bring the toe buds together and press the toe buds in and bring the tips of the big toes together. So we have a little bit of internal rotation. So if we were to reach down, we could actually pull back and open up those legs. We have knee extension, so the quadriceps are flexed here. We're taking the thigh bones back and the shin bones forward. Palms down, shoulders back. Nice deep breaths. Keep pulling those big toes towards each other with the toe buds together. Dorsiflexion, toes towards the knees, knees to the hips. Breathing. Lifting the heels to the sky. Feeling a little shaky yet. Thigh bones move out, shin bones forward. And gently release. Coming down, floating the arms up, taking the knees side to side. Little massaging motion. Good, and we'll gently come down, back to the center. All the way over to one side, and we'll bring it up. So those are just some nice inversions to start with. We can use our blocks. I might use that stool. Good, so when we do inversion and inversion class, we're going to take it at our own pace. So if you need to take a break or if you just want to watch something, definitely do that. Good, so we're going to put our blocks out here. Let me see, I'm going to lower that camera just a bit. Good. So we're going to bring our forearms onto the blocks. So shoulder width apart. My shoulders are pretty wide. I was blessed with wide shoulders. Good. And we're just going to take it back to child's pose. So we want to make sure that we can get those shoulders open. Think about taking the armpits down towards the mat, reaching out through the fingertips. And then gently coming up. And we're going to turn those blocks so they look like kind of like a half of a diamond. Bring the hands forward. We'll walk those knees in. Let the belly come down heavy. So if we look, the shoulders are right above the elbows. So we drop the belly down, and we're just going to lift the hips. So we're up a little bit higher here. So from the side, so we're not as deep as we are in dolphin. We're pressing back and bringing the chest down and through. Okay, stay right there to move them back on the mat so I don't slide around here. And then as we drop the chest through, we can begin to walk the feet forward. Keep pressing back. We might notice the quadriceps. And gently coming down. And releasing. Setting the blocks off to the side, fists for wrists, come back. Opening up that anterior part of the shoulder. If it's an option for you, lifting the hips. And gently coming down. Good, so let's try that dolphin pose without the blocks. That's just a modification that we can use. So we're up a little bit higher. You can do that with a meditation stool. I prefer something that is a little less giving, so we protect the shoulder joint. So we'll come down, and we can do this on our forearms. We can interlace our fingers, tuck the pinky finger under, wherever we're at today. We're going to walk the knees back, let the belly drop, turn the toes under, press out of the forearms. So hug the upper inner arms. We engage the pecs, lift the hips, walk the feet in, pressing back. So we're lifting up and out of the forearms, let the head be heavy. Nice deep breaths. We might walk the feet up a little bit more, pushing up, hugging the arm bones together. And gently coming back. Bring it all the way up, and we'll move into that stretch. And lift. And down. Good, so you might be noticing I'm really feeling it up here in the quads when we come into that and we go into that knee extension where we lift the knees towards the hips. So just be aware of that. If you have any cramping or anything like that, definitely come down. So I'm going to add just a little bit of height in the back. So if your blocks are up next to something that's not going to move, this is really heavy. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I won't be able to move it. This is filled with those balls we use for yoga. So we're just going to stack them low. And we come back down onto the forearms or engaged here. So we come down, press the forearms in, hug the arm bones together. So we flex the pecs, lift, and we'll step right up onto the blocks. I'm going to walk my hands back here. Breathing. Pressing those forearms down and in. And gently coming down. Come off the blocks and gently come up. Roll the shoulders back and lift. Little camel pose with the blocks. And down. Good, so we have those shoulders nice and warmed up. So this time when we do that pose, dolphin pose, we're going to take a foot up to the sky. So you can use your blocks in back, probably not in front. And we'll start in that pose down. And again, we can have those hands interlaced if that's more of an option for us. Walk the knees back, let the belly drop, press up and out of the forearms, toes under, and lift. And then we'll begin to walk the feet in, lifting up one leg to the sky. So we're still pressing back, lifting, lifting, breathing. And down, switching sides. Pressing back. Building up that strength. And down. All the way down, all the way back. We might lift for camel. Walk it in. And up. Very good. So we worked through that, a few different options there. We're going to move on to shoulder stand. Let me show you a super easy way to get into shoulder stand. We have to move some stuff around here a little bit. Good. So if you have the couch or the wall, either one will work. Find your perfect place. Good. So the couch is really nice. I'm just going to move right in and put the feet up. By the way, this is just an excellent stretch to release the low back at the end of the day. Just a little traction. So we're here, and we'll walk the feet out to the edge. Again, we want to press the back of the head down and in, press the elbows in, and squeeze the scapula together. Bring the palms down, and press the feet into the couch, and lift the hips into the hand. So we're supporting at the low back. We'll take one foot up, dorsiflexion, and the other. Nice deep breaths. Keep pressing those triceps down and in, lifting out of the shoulders. We can stay here, or we might choose to move into plow, bringing the feet over the head, hollowing up the belly, opening the feet, bringing the palms down, pressing the triceps down and in. Make sure that we continue to look at the sky. We might choose to bend the knees and come a little deeper into the pose. If it's an option for you, we can interlace the fingers behind the back, pressing down through the triceps. Nice deep breaths, lifting the elbows to the sky, triceps down, shoulder blades down. Taking one foot up to the sky, we can keep those hands behind the back, keep pressing the triceps down and in. Bringing the knees to the forehead, releasing the hands, and gently coming down. One vertebrae at a time. So let's go ahead and bring the knees into the chest, feet are off the couch, and we're just going to press those heels forward. We're back in that dorsiflexion, toes pulled back towards the knees. But as we do this, as we press those feet forward, hugging the upper inner thighs, we're bringing the seat bones down. Deep breaths. I'll take the knees over to the side. And so that's just a nice shoulder stand, plow position, nice and easy. So the last inversion we're going to do today is going to be downward facing dog. Everybody's like, we do that all the time. We do that all the time in yoga. Down dog, up dog, lateral flexions, all those things. Trikonasana, all those things are meant to open up all angles of the body. So keep that in mind. Just a downward facing dog is also an inversion. So coming down, find that perfect place for you. Walk the knees back. Let's let the belly be heavy here. We're still lifting up through the elbows, forearms are active. Breathing, lift the armpits, take those deltoids out to the side, that's the shoulder. We're just going to take all the pressure off the low back here. Taking a deep breath, we'll shift the weight forward, tuck the toes under, lift the seat bones. Engage the booty back. Lengthening from the tips of the fingers back through the seat bones, lifting the seat bones to the sky, hollowing up the belly. Deep breaths. Think about those armpits moving down towards the mat. Very active, lifting the elbows towards the sky. Each one of the fingertips is touching. We're hollowing up the belly, taking the thigh bones back, lifting the seat bones. and gently coming down. All the way back. Circle sweeping up. And take it back, rolling the shoulder blades back and together for camel. And gently releasing. So for today, I just invite you to find a place on the wall somewhere. My wall space is a little limited. I'm going to read to you guys a little bit more anyway. But just take your feet up, so you're going to get in close, kind of like we did with the couch. Take the feet up for waterfall. Just a relaxation pose. You might be doing that seated on your bolster as well. Gives the low back a little traction. So just finding that perfect place. I have to find my book. There it is. I'll use the king's stool here, little Max. So we're in waterfall. And while we're here, I'm just going to share another little story with you from the Yamas and the Yamas by Deborah Dell. And today, it's Svadhyaya, self-study. Yoga's Upanishads talk about two birds in a tree. One is busy flitting around from tree to tree. The other sits on the limb watching. As long as we identify ourselves with the bird flitting around, we will be stuck in our belief system. The more we identify with the bird who simply watches, the more we will begin to understand our belief system. And it is the understanding of how we have created our reality that marks progress in our growth. Seeing our conditioning is the victory. Knowing that we aren't who we thought we were begins to open up the possibility of knowing our true self. In another writing of Yoga's Upanishads, humans are referred to as God in a pot. Understanding this simple statement is the goal of self-study. Some wild hair going on. As long as we identify with the pot, our bodies and our minds, we suffer in our limitations. When we shift our identity from the pot to the God self within, we rest in our true self. This God self within is called the Atman in yoga, Buddha nature in Buddhism, and Christ consciousness in Christianity. Meditation is an important aspect of self-study. It is a place where we grow the witness, recognize our belief systems, and begin to shift our identity from the pot to the God self within. Reading sacred scripture and inspirational biographies are other practices that bring us closer to our true identity. Engaging curiosity in a beginner's mind, knowing that we don't know, helps us step outside our neatly wrapped boxes. As we shift our attention to the God self within, the boxes of belief systems begin to fall away, and we become free. How great will that be? Let's go ahead and take the feet down as we shift our position for a little Shavasana today. Laying on our backs, letting our arms drop open, releasing any tension down through the feet. And as we come to this beautiful lengthened position on our mat, let's just visualize ourselves as the witness, standing outside of ourselves, visualizing our body, noticing what kind of light and energy is vibrating from that humanness. Where are places where this person feels stuck as you, as the witness, looking down, looking around, noticing everything about this person's surroundings. As the witness, someone outside looking in, that God self. What areas need to have the vibration raised? What areas need change, growth, structure, the ability to let go? What areas need random acts of kindness, gentleness, nurturing? As the witness to the person laying on the mat, with your vision, begin to create the space that provides the highest vibration. What are we adding? Maybe more light, love. As the witness, maybe we're dropping stardust down into the body. Universal peace, love, tranquility. Maybe we're bringing light in abundantly to raise the energy level, the vibration, so that we might see the light from source, the connection to God. To be more in a state of ease as we move on this journey. And we'll gently invite the witness back into our body, a little bit more enlightened. So anytime that we get frustrated, angry, allow the witness to step outside and see the whole picture, and not only that moment, but what all those little moments that have built up to this point. What does the witness see? What does your God self see? How do we bring this back to a state of ease and grace? We begin by listening to our body, mind, emotion. We begin to invite light, love, and energy in so that we might solve that dis-ease, a little bit more easily or move through it with a little more grace. Keeping in mind that the witness, the God Self, lives within each one of us. All these things make us more connected to Source, to energy, to light, to love, to peace, to grace and ease. And as we drop a little deeper into our Shavasana with that God Self back in the human form, inside of us, we just soften and allow the light and the energy to spread throughout our whole body. Moving to those areas where we might be struggling today. Knowing that our bodies have all the energy to heal, to be well. We have just to turn it on. Soaking it all in. Let's go ahead and move into a full body stretch. Drawing both knees into the chest, releasing any tension in the low back. And we'll gently roll to the side, coming up to a soft seated position. Whatever is comfortable for you today. It's a beautiful day, the sun's out. Hopefully you'll get outside and get a good walk in. Sitting up nice and tall, let's finish with a deep breath up to the sky. Open shoulders, open mind, open heart as we gently come down. Thanks for taking this time to do some inversions. Switch the direction of the energy flow inside of you, moving with more grace and ease. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.